And the man's done nothing but cause me trouble since we've been divorced. He does all kinds of crazy stuff.
Okay.
And I deserve more money with all this harassment. Plus, I want a restraining order against him. This has to stop. My nerves are on edge. Can't take much more.
You won't believe what went down in this courtroom showdown. An ex-wife, clearly not ready to move on, is back, demanding more money just because her former husband's income got a boost after their divorce. She claims she deserves a bigger cut of his success. But the judge? Not having it. Judge Vaughn steps in with firm resolve, cutting through the noise and setting the record straight with some powerful truth bombs. No drama, no nonsense, just justice. If you're into jaw-dropping courtroom moments like this, tap that like button, hit subscribe, and stay tuned, because this one's wild.
Miss Ellison?
Yes.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, I'm divorced from the person that didn't show up.
I see that.
Yes, and I'm here to ask the court for more spousal support. I've went part-time on my job. I'm no longer working full-time. I've lost money. But I think $100 a week extra for spousal support would be fair with all the, the headaches he's given me and everything like that.
You think it'll be fair?
Yes, I've left him alone. I don't go around him. It's him doing the harassing.
Okay. How long ago did you all get divorced?
It's been almost 2 years now.
Okay.
He just won't let go.
What is he doing to harass you?
Like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, drives around the house blowing his horn at all hours of the morning. He comes down to my work unannounced, goes right into where I'm working at and wants to argue with me in front of co-workers. I mean, I could be fired for that. I mean,
Have
it's totally
you ever
ridiculous.
tried to call the police on him?
Well, by the time they get there, he's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, they've never caught him actually doing anything.
Okay.
He knows not to get caught, but I need a restraining order. That's the only thing that's really going to, I think, keep him away from me.
Okay.
And he found out
I don't do restraining orders in this court. You can go to another court and definitely request a restraining order, and I believe that's something you can do at your local police department too.
Okay, well, thank you. I didn't know that.
Yes, ma'am. That is definitely that. Now, I can, if you qualify, obviously, for an increase in spousal maintenance, that is something that I can entertain. So let's talk about that. You said you believe $100, an extra $100 a week is fair.
Yes.
Why do you believe that's fair?
Well, like I said, my wages have went down. I'm only working part-time now. We're doing layoffs and things like that. So
you said your wages?
Yeah, my wages.
Okay.
Are going down, and his are going up because he still gets those 2 raises every year. He's been with that company forever. And he makes good money. I don't make half of what he's making. And it's been really tough. I raised his children. I entertained his friends. I kept the house clean. I did everything that a good wife does. I think I deserve that extra $100 a week, and he can certainly afford it.
What does he do for a living?
He's a CEO for an oil company.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes really good money, bonuses and all that stuff. I mean, he's just raking it in.
How much is your spousal maintenance right now?
The spousal maintenance, it's about $325 a week maybe.
Okay.
He doesn't pay on time either. It's not always on time. So he is late on that. I think that should be a penalty right there. He shouldn't be late.
Okay. What type of expenses do you have?
Well, I have rent. I'm still making the payments on the house. We before we got divorced, we had it redecorated, carpet paneling on the outside, siding on the outside, all kinds of different things were added to it. And I'm making the payments on that still. I still got another 5 years for all those payments to be paid off. And then, I got food. My car's paid off, but, gasoline's expensive, the upkeep of the car, things like that, electric bills, water, everything like that. Not to mention entertainment. I mean, you can't expect me to sit around the house and watch TV all the time. I mean, I go out from time to time. That takes money.
Let's break this one down because it's a wild ride. She's in court, claiming she deserves more money. Why? Because her ex caused a scene in her workplace. Yeah, that's it. No injuries, no lost job, just a public outburst. Since when did drama at work qualify as financial hardship? But wait, it gets even more unbelievable. Now she's not just asking for a restraining order, she's also demanding an extra $100 a week, saying her paycheck took a hit. So let's do the math. That's $400 a month. For what, exactly? Stress? Discomfort? A rough week. And then comes the jaw dropper. When a judge calmly asks where her current $325 a week is going, does she say rent, food, or savings? No. She says part of it covers her house payments and the rest. Well, I like to enjoy myself now and then. Translation: dining out, personal treats, maybe the occasional night out. So let's get this straight. She's already getting support, admits to spending it on fun, and still wants more. This isn't hardship. It's entitlement on full display. But don't worry, Judge V isn't fooled. He's sharp, no nonsense, and sees right through the smoke and mirrors. You can bet he's not handing out another dollar without a real reason. If you love courtroom drama with a twist of truth and justice, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. This kind of courtroom clarity is rare and oh so satisfying.
2 years ago, outside of spousal maintenance, were you awarded the home?
Yes, I was awarded the home. And he fought me on that, but I won it.
Okay. So you were awarded the home. You don't have a lot of payments left on it.
No.
So I guess I'm confused as to why you're here, because you haven't said anything that will warrant an increase in your maintenance.
Well, I went down on hours from work. I mean, that's a financial burden.
Well,
And
okay, so you went down on
my
hours.
boss did. My boss did. I didn't do it. My boss made me take less hours.
Right, but nothing has really changed with a lot of your expenses. You said you don't have a car note. You have a little bit left on your home to pay off. Sounds like you're mainly paying utilities and then a mortgage.
And the insurance for the car. I mean, the insurance is always expensive. Gasoline prices always going up.
Right, but you had those expenses at the time that you were divorced, correct?
Yes.
When you all were divorced, did he have a 401k in existence?
Yeah.
And this is Texas, which is a community property state, so I'm assuming you at least got 50% of that.
Yes, I did, but
Yes,
I don't think
no,
that
ma'am.
should be taken into consideration.
No, ma'am. It was taken into consideration the first time you received spousal maintenance. You can't have me take it into consideration again. That's not fair, and it's definitely not the law.
His 2 raises every year. I don't get raises. My job's a very poor paying job. I'm uneducated. I mean, I'm gonna, you know, my age, I'm not gonna find much now. I have to stay where I'm at. I feel like I'm trapped in this life.
And Miss Ellison, I feel like you came here to waste my time, because I cannot give you an increase in spousal maintenance just because
a
you're
week?
asking for it. No, ma'am.
25?
Even $5. The answer is no. So is there anything else that you needed from me here today? Because I cannot grant you spousal maintenance just because he's made an increase from his wages.
Well,
if that were the standard, then everyone would come in court asking for an increase.
well, people need increases. I mean, women living on their own, I mean, that's hard.
Let me ask you this question. When you all were divorced and you received half of his 401k, how much was that?
That was a nice piece.
Okay, what's a nice piece? Give me a number.
About $250,000.
Okay, well, you know what? If there's nothing further, your case is dismissed, and so are you. Thank you.
From the moment this case started, it was clear. Something didn't add up. Let's talk facts. She already walked away from the divorce with a win. Not just any win, either. She got the house. The very one he fought hard to keep. No car payments. Half of his $400 in Onik. And let's not forget a hefty $250,000 payout. But somehow, that still wasn't enough. Now she's back in court, asking for even more money. And for what? Because her job reduced her hours. As if that somehow turns into his financial responsibility. When the judge asked for a solid reason behind her request, there was nothing. No compelling argument, no new evidence. Just complaints and an attempt to play the sympathy card. She conveniently left out the part where her cost of living actually decreased after the divorce, since, she's sitting on a pile of assets and free of major expenses. But instead of adapting, she tried to turn her ex into an ATM. Again, thankfully, Judge Vond wasn't buying it. He cut through the noise and dismissed the case for what it was, another baseless money grab. And here's the kicker. The ex-husband didn't even show up. That's how weak the case was. He knew she had nothing. And honestly, so did everyone else. This situation is a perfect snapshot of what's wrong with entitlement today. No effort, no accountability, but still expecting a payday. And this time, the system said no. If you enjoy watching courtroom truth bombs and justice served with no filter, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more. And don't miss the next video. It's just as wild.